I'm Jilly G. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make my banana cream pie. Gluten-free, of course. And I already have a pie crust that I made. And this recipe is in my cookbook. It's also here on my channel. And I've pre-baked it. And you might think that I tipped it and it slid, but it just shrunk on this side. And I have a couple of cracks, and that's okay. So that's ready to go, and it's completely cooled off. In fact, I made this yesterday. So with a recipe like this, you can make the crust the day before and then just stick it in the fridge. And then because this is a banana cream pie, I've got my bananas here. You could slice them now, but I don't like to just yet because they might turn brown before we're ready for them. So over here, I've got 3 cups of milk and a saucepan. And I'm going to pour my 3 cups of milk in there. So I've got 4 eggs here that we want to separate. I've got a bowl for the whites. And then I'm going to put the yolks in with my container that had the milk in it. I find that it's easier to have a little bit of milk in there to stir around with our egg yolks. And I've had them sitting out so they're room temperature. And whenever I'm making a cream pie or a custard, I always pick out the little white bits off of my egg yolks. That way you don't have to strain your mixture later, unless of course you've curdled it. And then you could strain it. Or you could strain it and get these white bits out then, but I prefer to get them out before I cook them. And cream pies really are so fast and easy to make. The longest part is the chill time in the fridge. So there's my 4 egg yolks. Save your egg whites for something else. So I've got my hot pad here, and we'll use that when the pan is hot, but I also like to use it to put my egg yolks on so when I'm stirring them around, they don't slide all over the counter. So I'm going to turn my saucepan on about medium heat, and then to my 3 cups of milk, I'm going to add a ½ teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, and a 1/3 cup of honey. As always, I'll give you the equivalents to sugar in the description box. Once you get all of your honey and cornstarch and salt mixed together with the milk, we want to bring this up to a boil. And while we're waiting for that to warm up, I can start whisking my egg yolks. And I always find that that little bit of milk that's left over in the container kind of helps my egg yolks from drying out too much. So you don't have to stir this constantly just yet, but once it starts boiling, you will stir it constantly. And periodically whisk your egg yolks. And whenever you're making a cream pie like this, you want to have everything ready, because once it's ready, everything moves pretty quickly. Once your mixture is up to a boil, we're going to boil and stir for 1 minute. And I didn't show you whisking in my egg yolks, but I did temper them. So what you missed is pouring half of this hot mixture into my egg yolks while whisking. I forgot to move the camera. Sorry. It doesn't take very long, but it comes right back up to a boil. Boil and stir for another 1 minute, whisking constantly. Turn off the heat. Bring it over to our hot pad. In goes my 2 tablespoons of butter and 1 tablespoon of vanilla. And then just whisk in your butter and your vanilla. And because I forgot to move the camera to show you tempering my egg yolks, my chocolate cream pie video here on my channel, I show you how to temper the egg yolks. So now that we're done with that, we can get our bananas ready. And I've got 3 bananas here, But it really depends on how big your bananas are and how many bananas you want in your pie. Try to get any of the strings off. I try to go pretty even slices of banana. And if you have any bad spots on your bananas, you don't want those in your pie either. I like to use bananas that aren't still green, but not ripe enough that you'd want to put them in a banana bread. Somewhere in the middle. Unless you like a crunchy banana in your banana cream pie. And I ended up using all 3 of my bananas because one of my bananas was kind of yucky. So I'd say maybe 2.5 bananas. And then you could do some kind of decorative layering in here, but I try to just make sure they're mostly in an even layer. And for that matter, you could do a layer of bananas, half of your filling, and then another layer of bananas, and then the rest of your filling. But I like to just have them on the bottom. Give your custard another whisk. And it's nice that it stays hot for so long, and it won't set up before we're ready to pour it in our pie shell. Give it a good stir and then just pour it in. Try not to disrupt your bananas. And I didn't mention, but this is a 9.5-inch pie dish. And even where it shrunk over here on the side, my filling is just coming up to the top. So it still works. Now get a piece of plastic wrap, and we want to go directly on the surface. We don't want our custard to develop a skin. And I go all the way to the crust. Okay, that's all there is to it. So I'm going to put this on a cooling rack. We want this to cool off to room temperature and then stick it in the fridge overnight. So here we are the next day with my banana cream pie. It's been in the fridge all night long. Would you say banana cream pie is your favorite?
It's definitely up there.
Definitely up there. I think the chocolate cheesecake is your favorite.
Yeah, I think so.
And this is your second favorite.
Yeah.
Leo was excited about banana cream pie too.
Yeah, Leo's ready for it.
Do you want to do the honors?
I'll probably mess it up. I'm not very good at cutting pie.
I believe in your pie cutting skills. The crust is really thin. Look at that, you're amazing. My crust is already falling apart. We saw this yesterday when I took it out of the oven. That's okay. See? It's not your problem.
I told you shouldn't have had me cut it.
Do you know, it isn't you. It's a gluten-free pie crust.
Okay. As
So
long as we've got something to blame it on.
that's right.
This piece is too big.
Nope. How big of a piece do you want? Do you want this big of a piece? That could be 2 pieces, but you
Pretty big.
You can cut it again. How's my crust?
It's pretty good.
You can have as big of a piece as you want. What do you think?
It's very nice. Just needs a little whipped cream. You have any?
I've got a big bowl over there of whipped cream.
You gotta scoop them out.
Okay, do you want this one? Or do you want a smaller
I'll
one?
do a big one.
Okay.
Give Allie a small one.
Okay, this is the test to see if our custard's set up well. And look at that. Amazing holding a slice. Okay, I'll have a little one too. The edge of my crust is coming off, but that's okay.
Only the top.
How much do you want?
That's good. Oh yeah.
That's what you like?
Fantastic.
Okay, ready?
I gotta spread it out. There we go. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even like for how firm and like gelatinous that it looks, it's like really smooth and creamy.
It is really smooth and creamy. That's what I like about it. And even my pile of bananas in there is pretty good too.
It like looks heavy, but it's light.
And my crust is really thin.
It is really good. Fantastic.
Thank you. High five again.
I knew you could do it.
Well, thanks. I know I could do it too. My crust didn't think it could do it, but it still is pretty good. Okay. I should have mentioned this is my brother Trent. You should check out Trent and Allie if you don't know who he is.
Thanks for watching.
Come over this way a little bit more. There we go.
I know I'm getting out of screen here.
Now you can really see our height difference here in my own kitchen.
This is my little sister.
And I even have tall shoes on today. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye!